Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Soul Whispers Coming Home to You. This is episode 15, Summer Solstice, Standing in Your Own Light. Let's begin by taking one slow breath together, in through the nose, and slowly longer exhale through the mouth. Let your shoulders drop, let your jaw release, and let this time be what it is, a time that belongs entirely to you. I'm Susan, certified somatic trauma-informed coach, and the rest of my credentials are in the show notes below. I am someone who spent nearly 4 decades in a relationship that had moments of fun and joy, but also moments built on intermittent reinforcement, gaslighting, and walking on eggshells. And all of those pieces created the perfect storm for a trauma bond. I'm here because my deepest wish is to help the person I used to be. You see, I found my own way back to myself once I finally had the language for what I had lived. And I am here to give you that language, those tools, and the reminder that the power to heal has always been inside you. Last week, under the new moon in Gemini, we went deep into IFS self-energy, into the 8 C's, into the difference between living from apart and living from the higher self. I hope you planted your new moon seed. I hope you wrote it somewhere that you see it every morning and every night before you go to sleep. Today, we do something different. Today, we move, not just in our minds, but in our bodies, because today is the summer solstice, and the solstice does not ask you to think. It asks you to stand in the light and let yourself be seen by it. And I want to ask you something before we go any further. When was the last time you genuinely took up all the space you were given? Not apologetically, not with a qualifier, not performing confidence while something inside you waited for someone to tell you it was too much. Just you, fully present, fully visible, exactly as you are. That question is today's episode. I have been making myself smaller for as long as I can remember, not just in the relationship. That is the thing I want to say first today, because it matters. The shrinking did not begin with him. It was already in me when I met him at 14, already installed by messages so quiet and so consistent that I stopped hearing them as messages and started hearing them as facts. Be less, take up less space, want less, need less, be easier. I was good at it. I became extraordinary at it over time. I could walk into a room and almost immediately calibrate how much of myself was welcome there. How loud was I allowed to be? Whether my opinion would land or whether keeping it to myself would keep the atmosphere safer. I did it so naturally, it stopped feeling like a choice. It felt like my personality. It was not personality. It was a nervous system response so deeply embedded that it had become invisible. Making yourself small is not humility. Humility knows its own worth and simply doesn't need to perform it. Making yourself small is a survival strategy wearing humility's clothes. And here's what I want you to hear, because this is where today's episode reaches beyond my story and into yours. You do not have to have experienced what I experienced to know this feeling. You know it if you have ever stayed quiet in a meeting when you knew the answer, and then watch someone else say exactly what you were thinking and get credit for it. You know it if you downplay your achievements so the people around you feel more comfortable. You know it if you wait until something is perfect before sharing it, which means you wait forever. You know it if you apologize before you have even said the things you wanted to say. You know it if success makes you nervous because some part of you is still waiting for permission to have it. This is one of the most universal forms of stress there is. Not the loud, acute stress of a crisis. The chronic, quiet, relentless stress of spending your life slightly smaller than you actually are. And the body carries it in the shoulders that round forward, the chest that closes inward, the breath that stays shallow because deep, full breathing feels like too much visibility. the voice that softens at the ends of sentences, trailing into a question mark rather than landing with the confidence of a period. Your body has been holding the shape of small for a long time, and today, on the longest day of the year, under a sun that does not apologize for shining, we are going to begin to change that. The summer solstice arrives today, June 21st, the moment when the sun reaches its highest point, its longest arc across the sky, its maximum light. In cultures across the world and across thousands of years, this day has been celebrated as the triumph of light, the moment the sun stands fully in its power, not apologizing for its brightness, not dimming itself for anyone. Today, the invitation is simple. Match that energy, even for 1 hour, even for one conversation, even in the quiet of this practice. Allow yourself to be as fully present as the sun is right now. Playing small is almost never a conscious decision. Nobody wakes up and thinks, today I will make myself less visible. It happens the way all survival strategies happen, through repetition, through consequence, through the nervous system making a calculation so many times that it becomes automatic. At some point, for most of us, being visible carried a cost. Maybe it was a parent whose approval was unpredictable, and you learned that staying small kept the atmosphere manageable. Maybe it was a teacher who made an example of you, and you felt the specific shame of being seen getting something wrong in front of others. Or maybe it was a workplace where speaking up was penalized and staying quiet was rewarded. Maybe it's a relationship where your enthusiasm was mocked, or your needs were called needy, or your ambition was treated as a threat. The specific experience is different for everyone. The nervous system's response is not. It learns. It files the data. It concludes. Visibility is risky. Shrinking is safer. And from that moment on, it begins to manage your expansion before you even notice it's doing it. The stress of playing small is not the stress of one difficult moment. It is the accumulated cost of 1,000 small decisions to make yourself less. And the energy it takes to sustain that smaller version of yourself day after day is exhausting. I want to say something about stress that I do not hear said often enough. Stress is not the enemy. Stress is information. It is the body's most honest, most immediate, most faithful communication system, telling you that something in your current situation is asking more of you than you have available to give it. The stress of playing small is a specific kind of message. It is your authentic self pressing against the container you have put it in. It is the version of you that was made for more expression, more contribution, more visibility, more life, knocking on the walls of the role you have learned to fit yourself into. That knock is not comfortable, but it is not pathology. It is not weakness. It is not evidence that something is wrong with you. It is evidence that something in you knows you are worth more than the space you have been occupying. Every form of stress carries a lesson if we are willing to listen. The stress of overwork asks, what are you avoiding by staying so busy? The stress of conflict asks, where have you been unable to say what you actually need? The stress of perfectionism says, whose love are you still trying to earn? The stress of invisibility asks, what would happen if you were truly, fully seen? The answer to that last question is what today is about, and the body is where we find it, because the shrinking is held in the body, and the expansion has to begin there too. So let's start with a somatic practice, reclaiming the space you were given. We are going to do 3 short practices today. Each one takes less than 5 minutes. Together, they begin to rewire the body's habit of shrinking, not through willpower or positive thinking, but through the direct physical experience of what expansion actually feels like. Because the body does not change through understanding alone. It changes through experience, and the experience of taking up space, of standing fully, breathing deeply, allowing the voice to land, sends a signal to the nervous system that is more powerful than any thought you could think about. So let's start with practice 1. Sit or stand and close your eyes. Take one slow breath and just notice, without judgment, the shape your body is currently holding. Are your shoulders rolled forward? Is your chest slightly closed? Is your breath staying shallow, living only in the upper chest rather than the full belly? Notice where you're making yourself smaller right now, not to criticize it, just to see it clearly. Now bring some gentle curiosity to it. When did you learn to hold yourself this way? Was it gradual? Was there a specific moment? You don't need to answer. Just feel it. And this is where the healing begins, not in fixing, but the curiosity and the noticing with kindness. The body has been holding this shape faithfully for you for a long time. And now you know it is there. You're aware. Now, practice 2 is stand up if you can, feet hip width apart, the solid ground beneath you. Take a breath in through your nose, and this time let it go all the way down past the chest, into the belly, into the low back. Feel your ribs expand outward in all directions, not just forward, sideways, backward. You have 360 degrees of available space. As you breathe in, let your chest lift slightly. Let your shoulders roll back and down. Let your chin be level. Not performing confidence, just simply allowing the body its full architecture. Now hold gently for 2 counts. Then exhale slowly, completely through the mouth. You want to do 3 rounds like this, and with each inhale, imagine breathing in the energy of the solstice sun, the light that does not apologize, the warmth that does not hold back. And with each exhale, let the habit of shrinking go, not forced, but just allow it. Again, you will take a deep breath in through your nose, and you're going to feel it through your entire body, in your ribs, in your back, in your belly as you're breathing in. And as you're breathing in, you're letting your chest lift slightly, you're letting your shoulders roll back and down, and your chin be level. And then you exhale slowly through the mouth, imagining that the solstice sun, the light that does not apologize, is flowing through you. Notice the difference you feel in your body at the end of 3 rounds of this. That difference, even a slight opening, is real, and that is the nervous system receiving a new signal. Now the third practice is still remain standing, and I want you to say something aloud. It can be anything. Your name, a sentence, the words, I am here. What matters is not what you say, but how you let it land. So say it once quietly, the way you might say it when you're trying not to take up too much space. Then say it again, and this time, let the sentence finish. Let the last word land with a period rather than trailing off quietly into a question mark. And then feel the difference in your body between the two. Saying, I am here, and I am here. That difference is the difference between a voice that is asking permission to exist and a voice that knows it belongs. You belong, your voice belongs, it always has. So practice letting it act like it belongs. Now, before we go into our meditation, I want to talk to you about stress as a teacher for a moment, because I think it is one of the most important reframes available to us, and one that took me a very long time to find. For most of my life, stress was something I managed, something I pushed through, I minimized, I pretended was not there, or simply absorbed into the ongoing performance of being fine. I did not understand that every form of stress I was experiencing was a lesson trying to reach me, not a punishment, not evidence that I was weak or incapable or doing something wrong, but a lesson, a life lesson. The stress of the relationship was trying to teach me that I deserved more than I was accepting. The stress of the arthritis at the young age of 27 was trying to teach me that my body had needs that were not being met. The stress of the overachieving and the overgiving and the walking on eggshells was trying to teach me again and again that the life I was living had costs I was no longer willing to pay. I did not hear it for a very long time, but the lesson never stopped being offered. Every difficulty that has ever arrived in your life was not happening to you. It was happening for you. That does not mean it was not painful or real or devastating in the moment. It means that within it always was something your soul came here to learn. The summer solstice is the year's reminder that light is the default, that after every winter, after every contraction, after every season of making yourself small to survive, the light returns. It always returns. And on the longest day of the year, it stands at its fullest and says, this is what is possible. This much light, this much warmth, this much visibility. God, the universe, source, the intelligence that put a soul in your body and gave you this particular life. God, the universe, source, the intelligence that put a soul in your body and gave you this particular life with its particular lessons, did not do any of that so you could spend it slightly smaller than you are. The stress, the difficulty, the hard lessons, all of them were trying to crack you open enough to let the light through. Remember, my friend, you are the light. You always were. The solstice is just the annual reminder. Now let's begin our guided meditation. Find a comfortable position. Standing if you can for this one. The solstice deserves to be met on your feet. Now, if standing is not available to you right now, or it's not comfortable, sit with both feet firmly on the floor if you can. And feel the ground beneath you, the solid, patient earth that has been holding you through every season of your life, through every contraction, every winter, every time you made yourself small enough to survive something. The earth did not judge the shrinking. It just held you through it. And it continues to hold you now. So take one slow breath in through your nose, all the way down the way we practice, letting your ribs expand in all directions, and complete, very gentle exhale through your mouth. Let the summer solstice sun in your imagination rest on your face. Feel the full warmth of it, the longest day of the year, the light at its maximum. And notice whether any part of you wants to turn away from it. And if it does, that is the part we are here for today. So gently from the higher spiritual self, turn toward the part of you that has been managing your visibility. The one that learned somewhere along the way that being fully seen was risky. The manager that took on the job of keeping you at a size that felt safe in whatever environment first taught you that lesson. Now don't try to force it to change. Just acknowledge it by saying, "Thank you for protecting me. I know you learned this for a reason. I know the reason felt real. And today, I want to show you something. A different possibility. One where it turns out to be safe. And feel that and breathe into it. Now I want to take you somewhere, using your imagination fully, all your senses, all the detail you can bring. Imagine a version of yourself, not far away, not in some distant future, but close. Perhaps 3 or 6 months from now. A version of you who has been practicing this, who has been taking the expansion breaths, who has been letting the voice land, who has been slowly and consistently reclaiming the space that was always hers. See her clearly. How does she carry herself? Notice the posture, the shoulders, the chest, the way her feet meet the ground. Notice how she enters a room. She does not burst in or perform. She simply arrives and allows her arrival to be complete. And breathe into that. Notice what you hear. Notice what you see. Notice what you smell. Become her and feel it in your body. Notice how she speaks, not loudly, not with bravado, but with the quiet certainty of someone who has stopped asking permission to take up space. Now watch her in a moment that once would have made you small. Perhaps a group of people, a meeting, a get-together, a conversation. A moment of being asked for your opinion or your work or your presence, and watch how she responds. Not perfectly, not without any nervousness, but from herself. From the version of herself that decided she was safe and she was enough. Now go ahead and step into her. Feel her posture from the inside. Feel her feet on the ground, her shoulders back and open, her chest lifted, her breath deep and full. This is not fantasy. This is your nervous system receiving a preview, a felt experience that it will begin to move toward because the body does not know the difference between a vivid imagination and a lived reality. You have just given it new data. Now, from inside this expanded version of yourself, Feel the solstice sun again. This time, let it land differently. Not on the outside of you, but through you, as if the light is moving through your body the way warmth moves through a room, reaching every corner, illuminating every place that has been in shadow. The places that were told they were too much, the light now reaches them. The places that went quiet to keep the peace, feel the light now reach them. The dreams that got filed away because the timing was never right, the confidence was never quite there, the permission never quite arrived. Let the beautiful healing light reach all of that right now and breathe. Now let's make a physical anchor for this wonderful feeling. Press your thumb and forefinger gently together, just enough pressure to feel it. This is your solstice anchor. Anytime in the coming days when you feel the old habit of shrinking arrive, when the shoulders want to round, when the voice wants to trail, or when the room feels like it wants too much of you, press your thumb and forefinger together. Breathe and let this moment return. Now feel the ground beneath you one more time, the steady, patient vibration of the earth. The solstice sun above you, and between them is you, not too much, not too little, exactly the right amount of light in a world that needs exactly what you came here to give. God and the universe and source, the intelligence that gave you this life with its particular lessons, that placed a soul in you that was always too alive to stay small forever, that has been working through every difficult chapter to crack you open enough to let this moment be possible. That intelligence is here right now, in this warmth, in this light, in the ground that holds. The whisper from your soul today is simple. It has been simple all along. Shine bright, my loved one, my dear friend. You are allowed to shine your light. You've always been allowed. And the world needs the specific light that only you carry. Now slowly allow yourself to feel this gentle, beautiful sunlight that's filled with healing energy flow through your entire body, staying with you as you begin to gently return to the present moment, feeling the weight of your body and the ground beneath your feet. And take one final breath, full and complete, in through your nose and all the way down with a long exhale. And when you're ready, open your eyes and carry the anchor with you and use it whenever you need it. 15 episodes, and today your body has a new experience to move toward, not a thought, not a resolution, an actual felt sense installed in the nervous system of what it feels like to stand in your own light. Use the anchor this week. Every time the shrinking arrives, the shoulders round, the voice starts to trail, the instinct to take up less space, press the thumb and forefinger together and breathe, and let the body remember what it felt today. Change does not happen in the mind. It happens in the body through repetition, one breath at a time. Now, next episode is episode 16, We go into limiting beliefs and the stories we inherited before we were old enough to question them, through the lens of the subconscious mind and the extraordinary science of neuroplasticity, because the story that is running your life right now can be rewritten, not through willpower, through something far more powerful. You can find me here every week offering you a safe place to land. If today stirred something in you, if you felt how long you've been holding yourself back in your body, this work goes so much deeper in one-to-one sessions. Whatever brought you to Soul Whispers, whether it's stress, burnout, relationship, grief, or simply the feeling that you have been smaller than you are for too long, well, I am here to walk that journey with you. I offer private sessions combining all these tools and personalized guided meditations just for you. If you'd like to book a discovery call, it is free. You can find it in the show notes below. And before you go, I would love to hear from you. Please take the time to leave a comment and tell me, where in your life have you been making yourself smaller than you are? At work, in relationships, in rooms where you felt you needed to earn your place? Tell me. Your answer might be exactly what someone else also needs permission to hear and to say out loud. Now, if Soul Whispers is part of your coming home, I hope that you will subscribe to this channel. And if you already have, I am so grateful you're here every week. And please leave a thumbs up if today helped you, and share this with one person who's been shrinking when they were made to shine. Until next week, love and hugs.